What's up, guys?
What's going on? What's
What
going
is
on?
going on?
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get
about
this
time.
started,
All
man.
right, so
Get this
welcome
started.
everyone. This is the official first Endzone Sports podcast. I guess I'll be the host for this. And you also got D and Mike.
That's me, repping the
Going on.
Dolphins all day, every day.
Yeah, here you go.
You already
And
know.
We're missing one guy, and we're gonna have a bunch of
Yeah, he's lost. You can't
we're
find
gonna
him.
have some celebrity visitor.
Well, our
Celebrities.
celebrities, our
Oh,
celebrities.
Yeah, ours, right?
Yeah, our
no,
celebrity.
no real celebrities.
I mean, maybe one day.
Well,
Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Well-
what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So football season's around the corner. Um,
The best
I guess
time of the year.
We'll start off with the little prediction of who we think's gonna win. AFC, NFC, wild cards, Super Bowl predictions if y'all want.
Right off the bat, huh?
Right off the bat.
right off the bat.
Let's get into it, Mike. Who you?
I'm starting it?
Yeah, Mike. It's on you, boy.
What do you want to start? NFC or AFC?
AFC. Let's go AFC.
Hey, come on, you have to go pick the hardest conference.
AFC.
All right, listen, I'm gonna be
Let's get it.
realistic. I'm gonna be realistic here. All right. We go. All right, so AFC. We're gonna start off with the AFC East, right? Toughest division, probably.
By far. No, not really. It's a good
It's not.
one.
No, not really. Like last year was the AFC West that had all the hype. AFC East could be, but I think they will come through. The end of AFC North is a sleeper. That division is hard
That's
That-
tough.
because Pittsburgh you can't count them out. But
Well, Pittsburgh's
A-
never under 500.
yeah, exactly. And Kenny Pickett and George Pickens looks like the new thing. But the AFC East champs, I went back and forth. I went back and forth with that one. But at the end of the day, I copped out and I went with Buffalo. I just think,
Buffalo.
yeah. They listen. This group of Buffalo, they need their window is closing, and not that it's closing. Not that it's closing. Not that it's closing. It's just that they have two kryptonites in Kansas City and Cincinnati now. But this group now, with as long as Josh Allen's the quarterback, they'll be in it. Miami. Miami's Tua. The health of Tua is why I didn't go with them, honestly. And then the Jets. A lot of new pieces. I understand they got Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with the most, I guess, easy pick. I guess it's no easy pick, but I'll go the safe route and go Buffalo. And AFC North is I had trouble with. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, I went with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and then there's really not that division to me. The AFC North is not that nobody's talking about them, but all the hype from the AFC East kind of taking away everything. All four of those teams can make the playoffs or win the division. But I'm going with the better quarterback, the best quarterback in the division. That's Joe Burrow. AFC South, you listen to all the TV shows and stuff like that. It sounds like it's Jacksonville's division to lose. Tennessee signing DeAndre Hopkins closes the gap. At the end of the day, I still went with Jacksonville because I do think that they have also the best quarterback in the division with Trevor Lawrence. The one thing with Jacksonville is their defense. Last year, one of the reasons of winning, doing what they did was because their defense improved. And also the offense, Trevor Lawrence stops turning over the ball and stuff like that. But I went with Jacksonville because I don't know if Ryan Tannehill is going to be the starting quarterback all year long. And then the West.
Yeah, but if he's not, who's gonna be? You're gonna go with.
It's not Malik Willis. It's not. I'll tell you that much.
You didn't count on him in the last season of the last game of the season last year. Why would it be him? And from what I'm hearing in camp, the rookie they drafted, what was it? Was it second round?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's not doing that great. So,
it also goes to I guess injury. Last year injuries. I think it was an ankle injury. Or foot injury for Tannehill. But I listen. I'm going with Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence, coming out of college, he was bona fide the cut number one pick. Head coach makes a difference. You see the difference between when he was under Urban Meyer and now with Doug Peterson. But I'm going with Jacksonville. I went back and forth a little bit with those two, but at the end of the day, I went with Jacksonville. And then the AFC West, Kansas City. I mean, as long as Patrick Mahomes is under center, Andy Reid is the head coach. Listen, San Diego gets in their own way. I mean, LA Chargers gets in their own way. Oakland, the Raiders are a mess, and Denver, like the high.
You don't think Jimmy G's gonna turn that team around?
I mean, listen, he's a winner. He's a winner.
That's the thing. He's a winner, but the guy can't stay healthy.
Right, and then they got to.
If the guy can stay healthy, then yes. But that I think that team's gonna be a mess, and if we want, we can get into it later.
We will.
And that's gonna get in with the whole receiver situation and him wanting to meet with his best friend. That team's gonna end up being a mess.
The Raiders might shock us, but I don't think they're going to shock us enough to overtake Kansas City. Listen, Garoppolo knows the system because of Josh McDaniels. It's not like he learning a new system anyway. He knows the system from New England. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, anybody that doesn't pick Kansas City to me is to win that division. I don't know. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, that combination, they talk about it. We talk about it. Head coach and quarterback, it's one of the important things. And if I'm going to say they're the best combo in the NFL right now. So those are my 4 division winners in the AFC. Now the wild card, are we gonna just do the division and then you're gonna go wild card all that up and then we want to go might as well
say the division and then
okay.
What do you want to do, P?
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to do division first?
You want division? You want to keep going?
Go do division and then wild card.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. So that's you want me to do NFC or you want to do the AFC?
No, we just do the AFC, right? And then we go to just keep going with the AFC, and then we'll get to the NFC.
Okay, well, so that's my 4 division winners then. So I don't know if you want to go. I don't know who wants to take over.
So Mike, who you got? Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll win. Yeah, but I win basically the 4 division winners from last year.
Tennessee, Jacksonville,
and Kansas City,
KC. And then with that, are you gonna say who you think is gonna have the top? The top.
I mean, I'll tell you. You know me. Kansas. Listen, the one thing I want is one thing I would like to see. Obviously he can do it, but Kansas City going on the road for AFC Championship game would be a little different, and I would be interested to see that. But I'm gonna go with Kansas City getting the 1 seed, getting the box seed. Yeah. And then I'm going Cincinnati number 2, Buffalo 3, and Jacksonville will be the 4th seed.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. So now I'm gonna go with my division ones, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Good. So I'm gonna start off with the AFC East, which is the division that I'm going with what my team's in, and it's to me is gonna be real tough this year. All right. I'm a Dolphins fan, as you can see with the shirt that I have on. As bad,
do it.
As bad as I want to do
it.
The AFC with Miami, right? But as Mike said, Miami goes with as far as Tua stays healthy, right? I'm not a fan of the guy. I'm not a fan of him at all.
But would you agree?
You guys know on draft day who I was rooting for Miami to draft. It wasn't him. No, I wasn't a fan with him.
It was Justin Herbert.
Wasn't a fan in Alabama. Not a fan of the guy, right? But the offense moves when he's on the field. Right. So if he can stay healthy, which I don't think he can, this sucks me to say because I honestly I think the Buffaloes win those games.
Are you gonna say the Jets?
I think the Jets take the
Are
division.
you kidding me?
I think Aaron Rodgers comes in. Aaron Rodgers comes in. If you look at it, right, here's the reason why for it. Top 5 defense easily last year.
That's right? An easy hot take right there.
Easy.
Yeah, boy,
no,
right
but here's the reason why.
We didn't even get to that yet.
And here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. You know, I hate this team. 7-10, top 5 defense, no quarterback play.
Right.
Yep.
Now you put a quarterback. Get me right. He struggled a little bit last year, right? But the numbers that he struggled with was.
Well, he also had
Yeah, but the
Go ahead.
numbers that he put up last year in Green Bay would still be top numbers.
No, right.
in
And
Jets
he did it with a
history.
broken thumb or something,
Broken
some type
thumb,
of ligament damage to his thumb.
Rookie receivers that had to learn the system. You know how he is with the rookies. So
Well, that's
I
because
think.
Green Bay. That's why Green Bay never helped them with veteran receivers.
Well, yeah. Well, that's another topic for the situation.
No, it
right?
is. It is.
But my thing is, Jets take the division, right? Sleeper in the division, right? If Tua stays healthy, if he stays healthy, and the Dolphins can stay healthy because they seem to always get hurt. Every person in the damn team gets hurt. Miami could take over that division. So, but I'm by a toothpick, I'm taking the Jets. But I think Buffalo's reign is over. Even though they did finish 13-3, the way they struggled with all the teams, I think their reign is over.
Well, they stumbled. They stumbled down the end, especially after that Damar Hamlin injury. I think their head. I'm not gonna say that they.
That could be it. That could be it. But the offense, even even in the playoffs against the Dolphins, you playing against a third string quarterback.
Yeah. Well, Josh Allen led the league last year in turnovers.
So that to me,
I mean,
if
that
Tua
happens.
Can stay healthy. If Tua can stay healthy, that's a surprise sleeper pick for me with Miami, and I would throw a party for it, right? But I got the Jets winning that division. AFC North, right? I'm going. This is gonna not surprising, but I'm going Baltimore. Reason for it: that injury towards Burrow is scary. Anything low proximity, if legs to a quarterback, not good. It doesn't matter if it's calf, ankle. Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes who can play with the ankle injury. Ankle, knees doesn't work. To me, the calf injury will linger, right? And if Baltimore, if let's put last year's situation, right? Baltimore struggled, right? They added weapons for Lamar Jackson.
Right.
He plays the last games. Hold on. He plays the last games of the season and doesn't sit out, which I think he sat out before the contract, right? They probably take the division.
Yeah, hold
on. You add weapons.
Yeah. Baltimore finished 10-7. Baltimore finished 10-7.
Cincinnati was 12-4.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think they take the division, and now this year you add weapons to him. Defense is always good over there. Pittsburgh's scary because that division's going to be insane. Because I think everyone in that division is going to be over 500. Because don't count Cleveland out either.
No, I know exactly.
But I got Baltimore. Yeah, I got Baltimore winning that division. I don't think easily. I think it's all going to be a dogfight. But I got Baltimore winning because I think Lamar is going to have a little chip in his back to show that if he was there last year, he would have pushed him through it. I got Cincy behind him, number 2, saying, "Okay, we're still there," but it's that injury is scary, man.
So I mean, if it was to happen, they listen. When it happened, I thought it was just Achilles. I'm not gonna lie to you. The way he fell, man, the way he grabbed.
Practice sucks, man. This training
he doesn't
camp
have
is
to
the
run
worst.
out the pocket in the first day of practice.
Well, you know how I am. I go all out for everything.
No, I know,
so
I get it. I get it.
So I wouldn't know any other way to play it, but so I get it. So AFC South, I'm going right. I would love to go Jacksonville, right? I'm not doing it. Not a fan of Lawrence. I wasn't a fan in college. No, not at all. I think in college
he had back.
No, I know you moved to South Carolina and you decided to join the Clemson bandwagon.
That's right.
But when he was in college, he had top defenses, weapons all across the field. Are they going to be good? Yes, but I think the weapon of Tennessee adding the DeAndre Hopkins, if Tannehill stays healthy and Henry, I think they take that division with Tennessee right behind it. I think Houston does better this year.
See, with me, the one main reason why I was going back and forth, Tennessee's defense is underrated.
Very underrated, and that's why I like them.
And they had, I think it was a defensive end that Landry. I think it was Landry. I think Harold Landry or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he didn't play. I think he missed the whole year, so he's back and stuff like that. So that's the one. That's the only reason why I went back and forth. But then it always goes back to the quarterback for me, and I just went with the best. I think the best quarterback.
No, I get it. I see. I can't do it. I can't do it. I think Indiana's going to struggle. That whole situation with Jonathan Taylor and quarterback. I'm not sure if he was the one they should have picked, but I guess let them figure that out. Houston, I think, will be better. They picked the right quarterback, but I think Tennessee takes that division with Jacksonville right behind it. AFC West, I'm gonna go, of course, KC.
Yeah.
Can't
What?
do anything else but
What?
go with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and all the weapons he
Yeah.
has, right? But here's my sleeper pick in that division. People think, oh yeah, sleeper pick
Yeah,
Herbert, right? No, I'm going Denver.
Oh yeah.
Denver's got a good defense with Sean Payton in there. I think Russell Wilson wakes up and calls his boys.
He needs
and
to.
and they do something, and he starts. He doesn't
something.
work out. Starts doing exercise on the plane. Whatever he does on his spare time. I think he does better this year.
Mr. Unlimited.
I think he does better this year, and I think that's a sleeper, right?
I think
So
he
that's
needs
my
to stop
4.
sending. I think he needs to stop sending subliminal messages to Future.
Well, he's got to get
He
over
needs
that
to
already.
stop.
He's got to get
He
over it
needs to
already.
stop.
It's been done with already. He's got to get over it already. So that's my 4 division winners. I'm gonna go with, I don't want to say the AFC East, but it's the green team.
Jets.
The North, I'm going Baltimore. The South, I'm going Tennessee, and the West, I'm going KC. But my number 1 seed, who have home field advantage, to me is going to be Baltimore.
You love them, huh?
Listen,
with the one
the
thing with
defense
Baltimore,
is always strong, and if they had Lamar Jackson last year, they would have been a number 1 or 2 seed there.
The one thing with Baltimore, like they upgraded the receiver court, right? Beckham, Zay Jones from from Boston College.
And don't forget, they got one of the best tight ends in
the
the
best
league.
tight end, the best tight end. The question is, Odell Beckham, right? You're talking about 2 ACL injuries. If he can stay healthy, then I can see it. But
he could
still
just play as a decoy too.
Yeah, but
you got Zay Jones, and you also got Bateman too. If he can stay healthy, Bateman's been injured.
He needs to stay healthy too. Yeah, he does.
But at the end of the day, if and the running back, what's
J.K. Dobbins is healthy.
Dobbins, if he can stay healthy, listen, if the team can stay healthy, they're always a good team. The defense is always good. I think, to me, Lamar Jackson's the key. 10-7. I think they're number 1.
Wild card
AFC.
Last year, wild card at Cincinnati, they were. I think if he doesn't fumble at the 1 yard line, that play that I think it was Sam Hubbard from Cincinnati picks it up 99 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah,
they win that game. They win that game without Lamar Jackson.
And did you see? Look at the play they had from their backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He made the Pro Bowl. I get it, but
yeah.
it was. Here you go. Please come.
Yeah.
He barely had over 800 yards. He didn't do anything.
Clowney just signed with the Ravens too.
Yeah.
Did he?
They lost. They also signed Ronald Darby because Marlon Humphrey had foot surgery for according to John Harbaugh, foot injury that's been lingering. So they said it's not a long-term deal, long-term issue going into the season, but they also got Ronald Darby too. But the Jadeveon Clowney signing, they always have pass rushers. I mean, they always have pass rushers. Yeah, and remember they got Roquan Smith too. I don't think in that division between Cincinnati and Baltimore, I think that's everybody's 1-2. You can flip-flop that.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, you can't count them out. And Cleveland is the one.
It doesn't matter who he plays with.
It doesn't. Tomlin has never had a losing season at all. You know what I mean? And then Cleveland is what? Cleveland is the one question mark because I guess you don't know. But if Deshaun Watson, I mean, before all of his legal issues, to me, I don't know if you guys agree or not, was top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Easy, and that's why I decided to take him in our fantasy draft, and that's why I will be franchise tagging him and having him start as my quarterback this year.
He got weapons too.
Listen, Nick to exactly my point.
Listen, Nick Chubb, I had him in fantasy last year. I think he's a top 5 running back. Nobody really talks about him. Then he got weapons.
Well, Paulo knows who he is. Paulo had a great season with him. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah. And then the weapons. I mean, Amari Cooper, which I'm still not over. We didn't talk about this, but D has a shirt. If for anyone that would listen, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, and I still don't understand the Amari Cooper trade last year. But listen, he has Cooper, he has D's boy from Michigan, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and then and then David Njoku. I mean, they have the weapons. So that's like the only question. But I won't. would people be surprised if Cleveland even wins that division?
That division is up for grabs to me personally. To me, it all lands on Joe Burrow's legs, right?
Rodgers
He
going
can
to the
stay
Jets.
healthy.
Rodgers going to the Jets. That's the hot take. Everybody's talking about the AFC East, and nobody's really. I think the AFC North is that division.
It's the top two
pretty
divisions.
pretty
You still
damn-
can't
it's
count
pretty-
out New England. You still got Bill Belichick there. You can't ever count them out, right? But
Yeah,
that's the two top divisions to me in football.
I don't have this as a top 5 bold prediction, but Mac Jones will lose his job to Zappy during the season.
I just read, was it earlier today or yesterday, that him and Belichick were going at it.
Yeah,
so that's a possibility. But yeah, my top 4 is Baltimore 1, KC 2, Jets 3, Tennessee 4.
Okay, Paulo, you're up.
It's me.
It's you, man.
Mine looks very similar to Mike's. I got Bills, Bengals, Jags, and Chiefs. AFC East, I think it's going to be a lot more stacked than it has been. Honestly, like we've said, I think any team in that division can take it. Now, Jets, I really like the Jets, but y'all know me, my love for Aaron Rodgers, and I hope
he owned your team.
He
that you root for.
owns. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Those that don't know, I'm glad he went away. I think he's gonna do great for that team, honestly, and I think it's gonna be great for Zach Wilson as well. You can already see. You can already see the difference.
You see maturity in him.
I mean, he's starting to look like Aaron Rodgers in some of his plays.
He needed
something.
But let's not get out of hand. It is preseason. He is playing against second and third stringers.
I was just talking about.
But he does look different
in practice in general.
Yeah, he does look different.
I think he's gonna. Once he decides to leave, I think the Jets will be in good hands. Honestly, I think Rodgers needed to realize, he's coming to the end of his career, and it's time for him to just be that, role model to these younger kids.
I think that's what, man.
I don't think he did that with Jordan Love, though.
No, I don't.
Well, there's a reason. for it,
yeah, because
Green Bay was pretty much slapping him around, like, here you go, like he's gonna take over your job. You know what I mean?
Well, eventually, yeah.
I mean, I think
you're not gonna play forever. I mean, he was being a dick, honestly. He ain't in the prime. He's 40 years old.
But let's play a spade, right? Who did he go under?
Brett Favre.
And from what he said, from what rumors were saying, Aaron Rodgers said Brett Favre was a dick.
He's followed the same suit.
So to me, Aaron Favre is the same thing. He should have worn number 4. He should have worn number 4 in the Jets. He's following the same footsteps.
Same shit.
It's pretty much the same book. And later down the line, we might find out that he's been stealing from.
There's definitely gonna be a 30 for 30. There's gonna be 30 for 30. There's gonna be a 30 for 30.
That's why he's hiding out in these little hobbit homes and going there for 4 hours in the dark
retreats.
Dude, comical shit.
Listen.
We'll get into
listen,
that.
I think.
Yeah, that's a long. That's another situation.
I'll tell you this one. The year they drafted Jordan Love, that was the final straw for Aaron Rodgers, because leading up to that draft, from what I was reading, was he was pushing for a receiver, and for them to just it was a blindside pick. I mean, they never helped them with a. They had Devontae Adams. They didn't.
To add on to Mike, right? Hold on. To add on to that, if I'm not mistaken, in Aaron Rodgers' career as a starting quarterback,
right,
the only one offensive player they took in the first round was Jordan Love.
I believe so. Yeah, I think
so. You don't help out the situation.
I'll look
but
it
you
up.
got to realize. But here's the thing. Remember this. They had great picks, and they added Devontae Adams. They've always added great pieces and found good talent in the second and third, fourth round, whatever you want to call it. Right. Also got to remember, adding the first rounders, second rounders to their defense. The one year he did win the Super Bowl, where his defense was top 5.
Yep.
So that could have been a good reasoning for not going offensive weapons first or second round and going defense.
Man, it's like I say.
Well, the year they won the Super Bowl, they were on the road. They went. Yeah, they went on the road.
Yeah, but they had a
But
top
I'm trying
five
to.
defense.
Go ahead, Pete.
They've
Why-
always had good defenses.
Did they have a top 5 defense?
Always. But they always had to come across the Niners whenever they had a good team, and the Niners woke them up. But the year that they did win, I think they had top 3 or top 5 defense in the league.
I mean, dude,
And that's
you got
why they're
Devon-
saying him coming to the Jets is gonna be.
you got
one of the
Devontae
best.
Adams. Why do you need another receiver? I mean, you've always made these receivers. Just like Tom Brady. Tom Brady made every
That
single
is-
one of his
you know what?
receivers.
That is
Doesn't
that
matter.
is a good
Pick-
point.
pick-
Like
pick-
Jordy Nelson back in the day came out of nowhere.
He was a
Donald
nobody.
Driver.
And, look, and
Yeah,
what happened
Donald
when he
Driver's
went to the
another-
They were
Raiders?
nobodies.
They did nothing.
Nothing.
These receivers
So I
went to
think
different
these-
teams and
I
did
think
nothing.
these QBs are
Oh, they're drama queens.
yeah, whatever.
That's all they are.
Yeah, so
And it's
I'm
gonna get even
looking
worse
at it.
through the
I'm looking at
season.
it. Hold on.
So you got
They
Buffalo
have
taking
not-
the division, right?
I got Buffalo. I like.
But you got Jets behind them.
I got Jets right behind them.
All right, what do you see?
And
The
everyone,
Dolphins? Question, good one.
I got them last.
Last?
Last.
Oh man, you like Bill
I don't
Barnwell?
think Tua. I
Uh,
don't think Tua's gonna last, man. And who's like who is
But
his
if-
backup?
Mike White.
Mike White.
Exactly.
Well, is he? Because yesterday's game they started Scarlett. Well, he came to in replace of Tua Scarlett Thompson.
Honestly,
or
man,
is-
that
is it-
Yeah,
that's
Mike
gonna
White
be,
didn't even play yesterday, right?
Maybe week 3 he's gonna play the whole week. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
This
know
is
what they're
gonna be a
doing.
really really tough and good division, and it's really hard to pinpoint exactly where each team is going. But I have the Bills at the top. 2, 3, and 4 honestly is gonna be a toss up.
But don't you think with the Bills, like here's the reasoning for me saying, right? At the end of the day, your offense is great, right? But you don't have a running game. When are you addressing it?
You got Josh
you
Allen,
have to. Yes, I get it, but
and he's a good golfer.
you and
What does
the
that
golf.
have to do with that, man?
We'll get to golf maybe
What the
episode
hell?
125. But right
Yeah.
after now, we're not gonna go with golf.
I'm surprised there's not a golf ball in our logo. Honestly,
I'm
It should be.
surprised. It should be one in the middle, right? But my thing is with the Bills, unless they think James Cook is gonna be the up and coming, right? And I do think Miami screwed up not going and offering Dalvin Cook a better contract, and that might be the Jets' little triumph with the 1-2 punch of him and
Brees Hall.
what's his name? Brees Hall, right? If Brees Hall can be healthy, right? But you got to address the running game.
Well, you got James Cook, Damian Harris, and Latavius Murray.
Unless they think Damian Harris is going to be, which he's not a bad running back, right? But if you had a chance, you had a chance to get Miami as well. You had a chance to get Dalvin Cook. What do you? What? In Miami's situation, what bothers me the most is the Jets offered 8-point-something million for 1 year, right? Miami, all you had to do was offer 6-something. You don't have a state tax. Like, I get it, but you have to remember the running backs that we have they're injury prone.
Well, he went.
Wilson got injured last year. And you got these running backs. You got Ahmed. He's okay. He's not a good running back. You got Gaskin. He's not a great running back. You got the one that we drafted in the 3rd round.
You still got Mostart though, right?
Mostart, but these guys are
now.
injury prone. Is it Achane or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Achan.
Yeah.
Achan.
These
He got
guys are
hurt
good,
yesterday.
but they're exactly. So you should have offered a better
Wilson.
contract. And another one. These guys are all injury prone. Which it is what it is. Miami. I guess they want speed. Which he's fast, but I guess the Achane. Well, hopefully he's okay. But oh man, I can't.
So QB, you got Tua, Mike White, and Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
Listen, Buffalo.
Which-
I think Buffalo.
I think Buffalo wins 14,
When it comes to
15 games.
when it comes to Buffalo,
14,
like, I
15?
think they do.
Yep.
So 14, you
Right,
see
so-
them losing 2
so-
games. Who they
Listen.
lose?
Huh?
14. That's a
14.
lot.
I mean, they won 14, 13 last year.
In that
Yeah,
division,
with and
in that
that's
division,
a lot, P.
Yeah.
14.
Mark
we're gonna
my
have
words.
To,
they're
we're,
basically-
Listen.
we're gonna have, so
Hey.
you're gonna have them as a number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Listen. Josh Allen He has a great golf swing, and I think he's going to take that to the
That's
golf field, to the football field
That's
as
the
well.
reason why. That's the reason why. That's
All
that's
right,
the reason why.
listen, I'm marking
Buffalo.
this
Listen,
shit
Buffalo.
down.
The one thing, right? But I think they need to find some type of. It don't need to be 50-50 balance, but they put a lot on Josh Allen, and rightfully so. But when it comes to these late season games, playoff games, I get it. But it's all like they get away from the running game in a snap of a finger. And listen, they rely more on Josh Allen running than what they do the running
Listen,
backs.
Bills had the second best defense in the league last year. I think they win
Yeah,
14,
was it
15
behind the
games.
Niners?
As far as points allowed,
I think they did.
yep,
Well,
I think they
yeah,
continue.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Was my Cowboys? I think my Cowboys is up there too.
No, they gave up 342
You got to
points.
remember too, Miami. Well, Miami
No,
got
they
hit in
didn't.
the. Miami got hit also with the injury, right? With Ramsey going down, which is hopefully he'll get back because I've been
Same
hearing
thing's
about
gonna
the
happen.
injury. But
There's something in the
Big
water in
Fangio,
Florida.
Big Van, yeah, you're right. But Big Fangio's acquisition, I think, is key.
That was a good.
It's
That was
gonna be a
It's a good
that was
pickup.
good
it's gonna be a
hire.
tough season. It's gonna be a tough season. So you
I
got
mean,
When he was in San Francisco, when he was in
defense.
Chicago,
We had the best defenses in the league.
and when he was in San Francisco too. I think
Yeah.
when he was in San Francisco, it was Patrick
Yeah.
Willis and Navarro Bowen look covering, anchoring that defense. So listen, Jalen Ramsey, from what I read, he's saying that he's gonna come back. If they say in December, he's saying he's gonna beat it by a month. So you guys had
but
that
I've
Birmingham game
also
against Kansas City.
I've also heard that the injury that he had with the torn meniscus, it's not a regular meniscus tear or whatever it is.
Is it worse?
It's worse. It could be like I was listening to the radio and Rick DiPietro said that's what messed up his knee with it's not a regular meniscus tear. It's worse. It could end the season, which I'm hoping to God not.
Well, but
I'm
let's just say-
we have backups for it. I'm just hoping number 9 doesn't play Iganobo. I'm hoping he stays off the field, but we do have others to join and play.
Well,
right?
I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much for you guys. I don't know if you go agree with me. I think Xavier Howard needs to have a better season. I think there was times that he struggled last year. I mean, there was times that he struggled last year. You know what I mean? And
he looked slow. He looked slow last year.
To me, you guys got a top 5 safety in Javon Highland. The pass rush, Nick with Chubb and stuff. I think Phillips is gonna take. I think Phillips is gonna take that next step. I think
do too, and we'll get there. Let's talk the divisions right now. We'll talk teams afterwards.
Yeah, Bills,
Paulo got the
winning
Bills
14, 15 games
15.
easily.
No, write this down. I'm gonna write this
AFC
down. 14-3 Buffalo, huh?
AFC North. I got the Bengals.
Who's outside?
I mean, that's also going to depend on how good Joe Burrow is as far as health wise.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I agree.
he's great.
I think he bounces back. Though. I don't think it's a serious injury.
Yeah. Well, this week they
Ravens-
said that he's trending towards coming back this week. Week 1. Be ready by week 1.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about his injury. Ravens. Honestly, I think Jackson might be on the way down.
Down?
Honestly, yeah.
He was having a great year last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna start becoming an injury-prone quarterback from here on out.
Well, if he doesn't work on his arm game more.
Yeah,
I'm
not confident in them winning more than 12 games. Honestly, I think the Bengals get that division with either 12 or 13 games. AFC South, that's just a weird ass division.
I agree.
I'm gonna stay.
That's the worst division in football.
Yeah,
it might either that one or
that or the NFC South.
NFC South.
Yes.
Yeah, those are two are just. I don't know. That's gonna be a toss up. I guess we'll see exactly where they are. Yeah, I'm going with Jags. If we can switch this up, I'll give it to like week 4 or 6 just to see where everybody's at. But I got Jags. I think Lawrence is gonna be all right. They're not a bad team. They're a young team.
Very young. Very
Christian
good.
Kirk.
Yeah,
They
they're
also
good.
added Calvin Ridley to the
Yeah,
mix
that's
too.
that is true.
And listen, and
So
Evan
you got
Ingram had a he was lost in New York, but he
right.
found a home in Jacksonville.
I mean,
It's that
your
Florida
lineup
water
is.
that Paulo's talking about.
I mean, your
It's
I
working
guess
for
when
him.
it goes lower
It's
to
working for
Miami, it
him.
gets worse.
You got Lawrence. You got Travis Etienne,
ETN, they got a good team.
Christian Kirk, Calvin
But the
Ridley,
most
Zay
important,
Jones,
but the most
Evan
important,
Ingram.
but the most important thing with is the coaching matters.
Peterson, he's a top notch
Urban,
coach.
they
We've
were
seen
they
it.
Super
were
Bowl coach.
Urban Meyer.
So
That whole year was a disaster, and
Oh, he's a
you see-
disaster. He's a college quarterback.
yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah,
A college
he's
coach. That's what he
yeah.
is.
And listen, listen, that division is a 2-team race. That's
I mean, in the West, I mean, everyone's gonna go with the Chiefs.
mm,
I'm gonna stay with the Chiefs just because of Mahomes, and I mean they're pretty much unstoppable at times. I like the Chargers a lot.
yeah,
But hold
feel
on,
like
they get
let-
it-
hold
they
on.
get
Let
in
me.
the- they get in
Can
their
we go
own
back?
way.
One thing. Hold on. Let's go over one thing with the Chiefs, right? Let's go back one step with the Chiefs, right? That defense is led by one person,
Chris Jones.
and is he signed yet?
No. Well, no. Well, yeah, he's signed. I mean, it's an
He's signed,
extension.
but he
It's an
wants a bigger
extension.
contract, and he wants
Right.
Aaron Donald money. That's a big piece to that team,
I think he had like 18 sacks last year,
bro.
or
He-
16 or
he's-
something. I
He
didn't.
dominates the line. If he's unhappy and doesn't decide which I doubt. Not all these
No,
players
I
say they
think- I
won't
think-
show up. They all show up.
I think he'll.
But-
I think he'll show up week 1.
But the Chargers scare me anyway. That coach is scary anyway. But
He
yeah,
ju-
KC,
I mean,
Paulo.
they get so. But the Chargers' problem is their own problem. Like their worst enemy.
Who is the Chargers coach at the moment?
Brandon
Staley. And their offensive coordinator is now
Kellen
the
Moore.
Cowboys, Kellen Moore.
So I think in the is he did he just sign this year?
Who?
The Chargers head coach?
no, this is
He's
2
on the
years.
hot seat. He's on
So
the hot
that's-
seat.
He's the one.
That's
He's
my
the one
problem.
last year. Did you not remember last year? They were up 27-0 in the playoffs, and he decides never to run the ball in the second half.
So that's I think my problem with the Chargers. I think the Chargers could win the 13-14 game
The
season,
talent in that team
but
is
the talent
crazy,
is
too.
stacked. I mean, you got Herbert, Eckler,
Allen.
Allen, Mike Williams. I mean,
No,
They drafted
Darrell
Quentin,
Everett.
they drafted Quentin
Uh,
Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
You know
Bro,
what I
like
mean?
I
And then
think
defense.
it's the decision making with this team is bringing them down. They should be winning 12,
Listen,
14 games.
I
every
would
single year.
Easy. As long as Calvin doesn't call that last play he called against the Cowboys, the Niners, with Zeke on the snapping the ball, they should be fine.
You had to go there. You just
Yeah,
had to go
so-
there. You just had to go there.
Hell, what? But that's for another day. That's for another day.
You just had to
That's for
go
another-
there.
But
When I
honestly,
seen Zeke at center, I basically started getting up on my couch and I was. I'm
No,
like,
there's
are
no
you
way.
kidding me?
I was sitting. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? This got to be a crazy. This is gonna be. What
We'll
the
get
hell
we'll
is
get we'll
Well,
get
let's-
we'll get
yeah,
to the
well,
NFC.
okay.
Listen, but the Chargers, that's the
I
their
mean-
defense, right? Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. Bosa can't stay healthy now. You know what I mean? They got Darian James. The secondary is pretty good.
He's always
I mean,
unhealthy,
for them
too.
to what they finished 10-7 last year, 10-7
10 and
last year.
7.
It's like, and I remember one game specifically in last season at Cleveland. Brandon Staley completely lost that game from them, going for it on 4th down where you could have easily kicked the. I think they could have easily take the 3, and I think it would have been game over. And they don't get it, and then Cleveland comes back. It's just I don't his decision making. I'm surprised he didn't get fired after that Jacksonville game. And
I think they need to change.
he's on the hot sheet. I'll tell you that much.
It's disappointing, honestly.
He's my number 1 coach on the hot seat, big time. Because that talent, 10-7. I understand you're in a division with the 2-time Super Bowl champion in the last 4 years, but you going 10-7, 9-8 with that talent, they should be at least like 11-6. They should easily get to 11 wins with that talent.
So
agree.
my AFC is Bills, Bengals, Jags, and Chiefs. I got Bills top of the list, followed by the Chiefs, then the Bengals, and then the Jaguars.
Okay.
Um,
So now we're gonna go wild cards.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, I'll do the wild card.
You go to start it off, P?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the Ravens in there, and surprise is gonna be the Patriots and the Jets.
You don't have
Miami,
Miami.
hell no.
Got Patriots and the Jets.
He's just trying. He's trying to troll you in the
Patriots.
first episode. He's just trying to get you.
Fine.
He
I'm
wants you to
okay
have a
with
rant. Go ahead. Go ahead, D. The
Bro,
floor is
Bill
yours.
No.
Belichick's
No.
gonna bring that team back. I think they got to find the right combination. They'll be
That's
all
fine.
right. Dolphins,
All right.
I don't know, man. I just can't see the Dolphins in there.
All right. That doesn't hurt me. Doesn't hurt me. All right. So I'm gonna go. All right. I'm gonna go next. Okay. So I'm gonna go Cincinnati, of course. I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna go Chargers, and then oh man, I'm gonna say
Patriots.
Miami makes the last wild card spot,
That's terrible.
and I think Buffalo's out.
That is
this year.
just.
You go to
that is
okay.
just-
See, you guys
Buffalo's
see.
out completely.
Completely out.
So hold on. So Paulo
Oh
has them.
my
Paulo
Lord.
has them 14-3, and D has them completely.
And I
out.
got him out. I got him out.
There's no fucking way.
What a
I got
big
him out.
gap.
But here's the
No
thing,
way.
and if they're not out, they can switch it. If they get in, I think the Chargers are out.
Okay.
So I can see three. But there's the thing, I can see three going in from the north.
I think
it's
the
gonna be
East is
tough.
gonna be the powerhouse, man. Miami's at the bottom. I just can't.
This
wait
is-
to see
listen.
that shit.
This is all right. So this is my turn, right? And this is why I think my AFC prediction is going to be a complete disaster. Because every year there's at least like 4 or 5 teams between the NFC and AFC that don't make the playoffs. Right? That made the playoffs last year. That don't, right? There's always some type of 4 or 5 teams and stuff. I basically, so my wild card, I got Miami in there. I think just they got too much talent to not. And I am going to put my chips on Tua staying healthy. But I think. Listen, Tyreek Hill, Jaden Waddle. The offensive line. I mean, Deep could speak on it more. You guys
not
are
the greatest.
Not the greatest. Okay, but
Especially if Armstead's not healthy, it's not great at all. Nothing they
I
really did to it.
yeah, because the wild card, the AFC wild cards, I struggled to find the 3 teams, but I am going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with Baltimore. And we talked about it. You know what I mean? I think their number one issue has been wide receiver. It's been a question mark for the last couple of years. It's still a question mark now, but it's kind of like in a good question mark because they actually have people to throw the ball to now. But if Beckham can stay healthy, I like Zay Jones a lot. I like him. I think I wanted the Cowboys to pick him up. Even though we don't need we this was before we knew we had Brandon Cooks, but I think we did have Brandon Cooks already. But I wouldn't mind him. But and then the defense is always defense. They always have pass rush. Their linebacking core with Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen is probably a top 10 duo, top 5 duo, depending if Queen can step up a little bit. And then the last wild card team, it came down to the Jets, Chargers, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Pittsburgh. And at the end of the day, I went with the Jets.
Good man.
I went with the Jets just because of Aaron Rodgers. But this team, they better do something this year.
What did you have?
I got Baltimore 1, KC 2, Jets 3, Tennessee 4, Cincinnati 5, Miami 6, and Chargers 7.
So you got Miami, Chargers, and who else?
Cincinnati.
You got Cincinnati 7?
No, I had them 5.
Oh. Okay. So, look, I got Kansas City 1, Cincinnati 2, Buffalo 3, Jacksonville 4. I have Jets 5, Baltimore 6, and Miami 7, just because of the Tua factor.
You guys just upset me.
Why?
No Buffalo?
No, both of y'all have Miami in the fucking playoffs. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, but
Listen, bro.
The Jets, with all the hype, and rightfully so, with Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, they finally have their quarterback. Can you imagine if they miss the playoffs? Can you if they miss the playoffs?
Listen,
it could happen.
Does Robert Saleh get fired?
It can't happen. It can't happen. They need.
It can't. It can't.
It's to me. It's Super Bowl or bust. There's
It
nothing
is,
else.
it
There's no
is.
playoff or bust. It's
What's been talked about
It's Super
on
Bowl or
TV.
bust.
It's Super Bowl bust. Anything else to me is a failure at this point.
For
The
the
way they-
Jets,
Yes.
it's
The
Super
way-
Bowl or failure.
Yes.
Yes.
No
You put all your
way.
chips in the middle. You put all your.
It
chips
doesn't
in.
matter. This guy's coming his first year. You
Hey.
can't.
Yes,
say
with an
Super Bowl.
offensive coordinator that he already knows.
It don't matter, man.
And he has all his friends with him.
Listen, how about we start like doing first year make the playoffs and then next year Super Bowl?
Nah, I think they.
No,
how-
what if he doesn't
nobody
want to
else
play
is
next
talking
year? He said he wants to come back. What if he doesn't want to play next year? He says
He's
it,
gonna
but
play.
I think he's going to.
He loves New York.
I think he's
says
going to play
that.
next year. But it is though. Like
He
it's
said
not
that.
us. It's not us. It's us listening.
I don't know.
It's us listening to the radio. It's us watching NFL Network, ESPN. Greeny, we that guy with the crazy. He's a diehard Jet fan. I think it's Super Bowl bust. The way that they've been talking. I'm with Louis Riddick from ESPN. Said I'm with him. He said it's Super Bowl bust just because of all the talk and all the hype. That anything else to me, it's a failure.
You have to. It's a top 5 defense. Top 5 defense. They were
I
a
don't
quarterback away from making the playoffs. Right? A quarterback. If you add Aaron Rodgers to that team last year, they win easily.
I do
Well-
like the combination with that Wilson's gonna have. Him and Wilson.
Oh no, I agree
And
with
then
that.
you add Lazard. Listen, bro. It's
Cobb,
Yeah.
Cobb.
You put Cook.
Hmm.
It's to me, it's Super Bowl or bust. You add and then you'll get down the line where you're gonna see
Nah, I think the Bears have a better chance of going to Super Bowl than they
Devontae
do.
Adams.
Okay,
By-
this
by
is
week
supposed to be a
6 or
serious
7,
podcast.
Listen,
Paulo.
by week 6 or 7, Devontae Adams will cry and complain about
Yeah.
hating it over there, and he will try everything possible to get over there. You'll see it because Aaron Rodgers restructured his contract, and they're gonna be able to work a deal. You'll see he's gonna cry.
If that happens, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean NFL trade deadline is one of the
I
worst
think
anyway.
All
So
right, let's
But
get
yeah,
to the
that-
NFC.
that's-
Let's get to the
that's it.
NFC.
All right, let's go to
Um,
NFC because we spent too much time here.
All right. I'll go.
yeah, go ahead.
So NFC East. This might be a shocker,
Cowboys.
but I am taking the Cowboys
Yes.
in the East.
Yes.
I think this might be the final straw for them, though. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to win the fucking playoff game.
We did last
It's
year.
that- It's that simple. You got to get further.
We just can't
gotta
get,
go
We just can't
NFC Championship, Super Bowl.
It's always been like that. Like,
Yeah, but I think Dak's time is coming to an end. NFC. I mean, Eagles are always going to be. I think the Eagles, the way their team is set up, they're going to be at the top for quite some time. I think Jalen Hurts is the real deal.
we never NFC East hasn't had a repeat division champion since 03.
I mean, they could do it. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, right? NFC Championship last year. I mean, they're the top of the top at the moment. Giants. I don't know. I don't like this this Daniel Jones dude. I've never liked him. I think he's overhyped. And Washington Commanders they're about to change their name again.
They just turned a whole new leaf.
So that NFC East is either Cowboys or Eagles, and that's it. NFC North could get it a little bit interesting. I think I'm gonna take the Lions over the Vikings. I got Lions, Vikings, Bears, and Packers. I think the Bears step up a bit. They're not going to win 3 games. I think they go 7 or 8 games.
You got Packers last.
Hell yeah, fuck the Packers, bro.
I can
I don't give a
see
shit.
it. I can see it.
I think their reign is completely done, unless Jordan Love decides to wake up and become a freaking Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers combo.
I mean, would it surprise you? Like, because that's the Packers.
But nobody likes him. I mean, I go to Wisconsin a lot, and no one likes the kid.
I've seen him play. I don't see it.
I don't see anything in it. I mean, the fan base hates him. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. I think they are better off just tanking, looking for another
But
QB.
you know what? The fan base. Let's go back with the fan base. I don't think they were the hugest fan of Aaron Rodgers too, because they were in love with Favre until he came in and showed what he can do. So
I think Aaron Rodgers started off slow as well.
yeah, but he also showed highlights, right?
Yeah.
If he goes in and he shows what he can do, then I think they'll fall in love with the guy. But from what I've seen in the games that he has played, I'm not a big fan of the guy. I'm not.
I think the Vikings are going to be good. Depends on Kirk Cousins. I mean, you got Jefferson, best wide receiver in the game, possibly number one pick in every single fantasy league. But the Bears, man, I just wish Justin Fields comes out of his shell. I mean, there's no.
If it's any year, it would be this year, no?
There's no excuses for him anymore. I get the offensive line is a bit shaky, but you have the offense. You got running backs. You got wide receivers now. You got a couple of tight ends. I mean, veteran tight ends with Cole Kmet. I think they need
and he played well last year too.
Yeah, I think 7 to 9 games is a must. I mean, shit, I'll take a playoff game.
I mean, 9 wins could probably get you in the playoffs in the NFC.
Yeah, I think they improve a lot. But it depends on Justin Fields. NFC South.
It lands on him.
Yeah, NFC South is just a terrible.
Yeah, that is bad.
Division. One player retiring could do to that whole division.
Yeah, that team is bad. That division is bad.
The best team was 8 and 9.
Yeah, and that was with Brady. That was with
Brady. I'm not taking the Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Panthers just because I live in Carolinas.
You're going. Oh, okay.
But I think the Saints could step up and do something. I mean, somebody has to win more. They have to win more than they lose in this division. I mean, 8 and 9 is just terrible. That's just I don't even want to touch.
The bar's not set high for that division.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at this division honestly because you have no great expectations for any team on there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna choose the Panthers just because I'm local to them, and that's it.
I mean, listen, they did some signings, and Bryce Young, even though he looks really small,
yeah,
but I think he's gonna be all right.
I think their running back combo is pretty decent. They got Miles Sander and Chuba
Hubbard. Yeah, Hubbard.
You also added Adam Thielen, and you also have DJ Chark.
They got that dude that they drafted from I think it was LSU, right? Marshall, who's supposed.
Yeah, but he hasn't really done anything.
Well, I'm saying.
No, he's not really.
I mean, he's gonna.
And I think they signed. I think they signed Hayden Hurst, the tight end, too. I think
they do have Hayden Hurst. Yep. So I think they're gonna. They should win that division.
And their defense is surprisingly good.
So, NFC West. I'm gonna go with the powerhouse, the 49ers. Best defense in the league. The only thing that I don't know, or if it's been told, is who's going to be the quarterback.
It's Purdy. It's Brock Purdy. It's Purdy.
So now the question will be, does that Purdy magic continue?
I think he's good.
So
I think he's good.
They're gonna win that division. I don't.
You know what it is? I don't. With that, to add on to that, I'm like. You know, the Niner fans, they can be a little bit obnoxious, just a little bit.
I think every fan base is.
Just yeah. But we know a lot of them, so they can just be a little bit, right? But I don't think, to me, it doesn't matter what quarterback you put into the system. You're gonna see it. If he's not able to start the season, you're gonna see what Sam Darnold was supposed to be like.
Okay,
right?
all right. So
Shanahan's
Sam Darnold
offense is always gonna succeed. It's not based on a quarterback. It's based on the running game.
Yeah, but I think at times, Shanahan is the problem with his play calling.
He could be, but he does make the
I
quarterback
mean, in the
succeed.
Super Bowl, with Atlanta, the play
because
calling
I
was.
was
Yeah,
listen,
but that year
there's
you
been a
say that,
couple
but
of-
that year Matt Ryan had the best year of his career.
No, yeah, he was MVP. He was
Exactly my
MVP.
point. So he makes his players play. He
Yeah,
does
but-
sometimes overthink it and shows that he shows. Listen, he shows his balls out too much, bro. He says, "Listen,
Yeah.
my offense is better than your defense. No matter what it is, he's gonna do that." But he makes the quarterback better. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think it matters who the quarterback is. I'm not a big fan of Trey Lance in general.
Listen, that's what I was going to say. Like you said, Sam Darnold. So you think that Sam Darnold is going to be the backup to Purdy?
I think he's gonna start he might start the season. And you're gonna
Sam
see he's
Darnold?
gonna have
Sam Darnold.
if Purdy's not is he 100%?
Yeah, he played yesterday.
Okay,
And he
then he'll
looked
be
good.
to me, he will be the backup.
So
Darnold
if that's
is
the
backup,
case,
and I think Trey Lance might be out.
So if that's the case, then we can say that trade with Miami is a bust. Period.
It doesn't really matter though.
They
It
gave
was
up
a
2
bust.
first-round picks.
But Mike, does it matter? They were in the division.
I know, it
NFC
doesn't.
championship.
Listen, when they traded with Miami, I was shocked. You know what I mean?
Quarterbacks
But
are a dime a dozen. You can trade for the number 1 pick. Look at the Jets. They
I
had
know.
2 and 3, and look what happened to them.
I know.
Look
Listen,
at the Cowboys. What round did that come from?
4th round, Mississippi.
Yeah, I
Exactly
think-
my point. You never know.
I think a majority of the first rounders are all busts. Look,
Yes,
like
a
every
lot of them
single
are.
shoot,
Besides
you
Burrow,
don't
Burrow, Herbert,
Yeah,
these are one of
most-
a kind.
most of these.
But to jump
top
that
players-
high, to make that big jump, I mean, they had to be in love with him.
Yeah,
If-
but he
and-
hasn't
and
really had time to show what he can do.
You got to
He
make
also got-
time.
He got hurt too.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
Mike,
that-
if
well-
you have to make time, but you also have to remember you make that time, right? But then if that person who comes in for you is showing his time, you got to let him do it. You can't
No,
just say, okay, because he was drafted in the first round, we traded up, and you're doing great. Oh, go sit down. No, you got to keep
No, I
going with
get it.
your hot hand, and that's
get
what
it.
they're doing.
I get it, but now with the Sam Darnold in play to sit there, like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I can see the backup. I think Purdy's a starter. I don't even think it's a.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
say
not.
I don't think it's a competition.
No,
I think
hands
as
down,
long as
easy.
Purdy's good to go, he played yesterday. He's the guy, and
and they would have gave Philadelphia a
they would
harder
have
time.
they would have
They would have probably
That was the
probably
game
lost.
changer.
they
They
would
would
have.
have probably lost, but it wouldn't have been what it was.
No. If they would have lost, it wasn't going to be that. I mean, come on, they lost. They had no quarterback. But to sit there, the Sam Darnold effect with Trey Lance is if Darnold beats him out, there's something they thought that they was in love with for Lance that they not seen it in practice. You know what I mean?
Here you go. Same thing with New England. They thought they saw it with Mac Jones, and they think Zappy is a better quarterback. They played Zappy over him at times. It is what it is.
No, it is.
These quarterbacks are a dime a dozen. There's not 4 Burrows. Like there's no 4 Herberts. And it is. Look at Hurts. No one thought Hurts was going to be this good. You never know.
Nope.
I think Purdy's the guy for them. I think Purdy's
Purdy,
the guy.
Purdy's the guy.
And
I don't think it's no.
Arnold's going to be number 2.
I don't think it's no question. But I just think that, like, if we don't see, let's just say if we don't see Trey Lance this year, it's a good thing for San Francisco. That means that Purdy's probably if it's going right for them. But it's got to get to a point. It's like, listen, I won't listen. Trade him. Try to get some type of draft compensation back.
You got to do something.
You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to get 2 first round. You're not going to get the 2 first round back. You're not going to get the 2
No.
first rounders back. But at least try to get something.
Nah, with that offense, especially that defense, they're going back to the NFC Championship game.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
my-
why
that's
because
my-
the NFC is
if-
so weak.
if-
The NFC is so weak.
Listen, if
it's crazy.
I say
It's night
that
and day.
I say that if Purdy stays healthy, and if he continues to do what he did last season before he got hurt, I think the 49ers are clear favorites. I mean, I would throw them in the Super Bowl.
Listen,
If-
okay, so listen, agree, disagree. NFC, my top 3 teams. Let's just be honest. It's whichever order you want to put Philly and San Francisco, but it's Philly, San Francisco, and Dallas. And it's not even a Cowboy fan talking. It's me, the NFL guy. Like those are the top 3 teams heading into the season in the NFC.
I agree.
Would
with
you
that.
agree?
Yep.
You know, like,
That's who I have as my top 3. I mean, I would throw like
You would throw
I
who?
want to say the
Seattle?
No, hell no. I would throw the
No?
Vikings up there, but I got the Lions in the north.
Well, the
With
Lions is everyone's darlings. That's and
I think they're gonna get better.
they bite kneecaps.
Um, I think they're gonna get better. They might win 12, 13 games.
The Lions?
Maybe.
Is that first round bye?
No.
No.
No. I would go
No,
with the
no
Cowboys.
way.
I would go Cowboys 49ers.
San Fran having home
Yeah,
field?
that's my 4. I got Cowboys, Lions. Hey, who did I say?
Carolina.
Panthers, yep. Panthers and 49ers.
All right. Do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. So my division winners in the NFC East. All right. I'm gonna be realistic, right? I do think the Cowboys could win it, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Philly as much as it like D picking the Jets. Like I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, MVP runner up, the season that he had. Nobody seen that coming. Losing in the Super Bowl, but if they would have won, he was clearly going to be the Super Bowl MVP. They got basically everybody back, right? They got. You want to call DeAndre Swift the upgrade over Miles Sanders? I mean, even though DeAndre Swift can't stay healthy, they got Rashad Penny too. They got Rashad Penny.
They got a 1-2 combo now.
And the defense outside of losing Edwards, I think to Chicago, everybody's back intact, and they just keep rolling up with Georgia players. Pretty soon they're going to be the University of Georgia.
And they just signed 2 linebackers, but I think Miles Jack retired today.
Yeah, Miles Jack retired today. And listen, you guys know me with my Cowboys. But I'm gonna be realistic here. I do think I think it's a 2-team race. Washington with the whole new ownership. Sam Howard, who's named the starting quarterback. Chase Young is in trade. There's rumors of him being traded. There's something going on there. Giants. You know how I feel about the Giants, and I don't believe in Daniel Jones. But they do, and but I think Cowboys defense to me against that San Francisco last year in that divisional game. I knew that they had a good defense. I just think that game, even in the losing effort, I think that told me we have a Super Bowl defense. But at the end of the day, with Jalen Hurts and stuff and Dak, if we had Dak interception Dak, it might be, I don't know.
But a lot of his interceptions aren't his fault.
No.
Like, a lot of people go crazy with the interceptions because I'm seeing like on like Bleacher Report and all that. And, he's back at he's thrown his interception, but his receivers are missing the ball.
No, yeah, that one game in particular in Jacksonville. To catch the ball. Like, Noah
let's
Brown,
be realistic with it.
Like Noah Brown, that pick 6 they lost in Jacksonville last year. What is he supposed to do? It hit Noah Brown right in the arms. You know what I mean? So, but I'm. You're not going to question my fandom with the Cowboys. You guys know that's the team I live and die with. But I'm going to go with Philly. I'm going to go with Philly. The offensive line is top 5. It's going to be hard to match. Jalen Hurts for himself is going to be hard to match what he did. If he does it again, I mean, there's something there. More than what last year was. But I'm going to go with the Eagles to win the East. Close. The NFC North. I don't think I'm going with Detroit, but I think a lot of people is counting out Minnesota. They are going to throw the ball a lot this year, more than probably what they threw last year. But Detroit's everybody's darlings. The way they ended last season, and Dan Campbell, it seems like everybody loves playing for him. They made some good signings during the offseason, especially the defensive side of the ball.
But did they find out what happened with the cornerback? What's his name? That they signed the Lions from the Eagles last year.
The safety Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah,
remember
he's good. He's good. He's back.
Okay,
he's good.
That's
he's
a big
good.
pickup.
He's good. That's a good move right there. Hutchinson from Michigan, who I thought should have been the number 1 pick last year.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's just going to get better and better year in, year out. And Jared Goff had his second half of the
Good
season, was great. Say what you want to say about their first round pick, but I think the talent is there. The talent is there, and I think this year,
I like their first round pick.
Gibbs, yeah,
Lamar Gibbs, I think is going to be a game changer.
And the David Montgomery signing is not bad either. You know,
they got rid of Swift, which is injury prone. But they got a 1-2 punch of speed and power with Montgomery going.
They got Amon St. Brown.
Hey, my franchise right there.
They got Amon St. Brown, and then Williams out of Alabama, who's suspended for 6 games, but. I like
These
him.
Damn players don't want to stop betting.
I like him.
All this money you got, you still betting.
I like him. And then Green Bay. The only reason why Green Bay is the Jordan Love. I want to see I want to see at least 1 year, and he might surprise us or whatever. But that's why I'm staying away from Green Bay and Chicago. I think they're headed in the right direction. Like what Paulo said, I think it all falls on Justin Fields, and also the coaching staff. Right, like. When they figured out, okay, his legs, when they finally figured out his legs are a threat, you guys were actually exciting to watch. You know what I mean? And but you got you can't take the hits that he got to learn how to slide. Learn. I mean, I don't know, he knows how to do it, but still. But I think Chicago
and they did the right thing with their draft pick, the offensive tackle, the
offensive tackle
from Tennessee he's a monster.
That's
so
the
he's
problem.
Gonna. They did the right thing.
Him.
Yeah, the running game. The Justin Khalil, I think it's Khalil Herbert is going to be the starter now. I think there's a rookie that they drafted that they
did draft the rookie.
Yeah, and the defense improved. The linebackers of getting Edmonds from Buffalo and Edwards from that's improved because every time the Bears defense is good. I grew up with.
And what did it start with? The linebackers.
Urlacher,
also got
Briggs.
Deontay Foreman too as a backup.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, we got Herbert, Foreman, and Rashawn Johnson.
Chicago is on the right path. I think they're probably a year or two away from being considered. So that's why I'm going with Detroit. NFC South. I'm going New Orleans. I'm going with the Saints. I'm going New Orleans. Best quarterback in the division and the talent. The defense is good. The question for me, if Michael Thomas can stay healthy all year, that's also that's a big thing. I don't trust Tampa because Baker Mayfield is their quarterback, and he might lose it to Kyle Trask. Okay, and then Carolina rookie quarterback Bryce Young. I think he's fit. He's what they needed. The defense is good, but I'm gonna go with New Orleans. I think they have overall on paper they have the best team, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then in the West, San Francisco, and we just finished talking about them. And listen, Purdy is the quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, a whole year, and Kyle Shanahan, 20 touchdowns.
That's gonna be
passing and receiving and rushing together.
More.
I mean, that's dangerous. Like that. That's dangerous. Debo had a down year. I think he'll bounce back. I think Brandon Ayuk needs to.
He's stepping up every year. Every year,
it's done. Yeah, but he stepped up. And then George Kittle, top 5 tight end, the offensive line. You know, they lost McGlinchey, I think.
Williams.
Trent Williams is the best offensive tackle in football.
But that offense doesn't need the top offensive line, doesn't need a top quarterback. It runs the way it's supposed to. Shanahan, listen, he's a genius. It is what it is. So you can't.
Yeah. And then the defense speaks for itself, right? Nick Bosa, probably the best defensive pass rush in the game.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker.
I mean, their whole defense.
Their weak link is probably their cornerbacks, but their front seven is so good that it covers them. It protects them. You know what I mean? So those are my 4 division winners: Eagles close over Dallas, Detroit, New Orleans, and San Francisco.
All right. So now, am I coming up now?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make this fast, right? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. So my NFC East team is gonna be Philly. It was a toss between Philly and the Cowboys because I know that their division winners never happen back to back. But Jalen Hurts to me is one of a kind. I think his legs and his arm is great. He's got a good tight end. Receiving core is crazy, and I think Devontae Smith is that the receiver from Alabama. I think he's gonna break out this year. Huge breakout this year, right? I think they got better on not 100% better on defense. Their defense is just fast. But that offense just runs the way it's supposed to. I think they take the division with the Cowboys behind. Right. I think Dak has a better season with 2 top receivers on that team. I don't know who your tight ends are anymore.
It's gonna be Ferguson probably starting.
Okay, so your offensive line is always good. Pollard, hopefully he can come back from that injury. And the
Deuce
little guy,
Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn.
Darren Sproles 2.0.
Yeah, so that can work out. Your
That
defense
guy
looks
that's
good
like
with
4'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever he is. Darren Sproles
it-
2.0.
The addition of Stephen Gilmore on the side of Trayvon Diggs, I don't think he's that great, which is Trayvon Diggs. I think he's okay. But I think it's going to help that defense out. So I think Cowboys are right behind them. I think Washington finished last in that division. I think Giants are right there. I'm not a huge fan of Daniel Jones, but I do
The Giants are in the
I
right.
do like
they're
him.
going. They're in the right direction. Brian, their
Their coach
is good.
Yes, he's leading them in the right direction. They added some weapons, not big names, but a name to hear. Rookie is Hyatt.
Yeah.
Really good team. They added defensive players.
And
so
if Waller can stay healthy,
Philly, yes. So that to me is Philly takes the division. Dallas, Giants behind Dallas. Yeah. NFC North. I'm going Detroit, and I like Dan Campbell. They seem to play for him. They love his attitude. Everyone talks good about him. I'm an okay fan with Jared Goff. I think he's okay.
Oh yeah,
and he makes
that trade. The Rams went all in to get that one Super Bowl,
and they got what they wanted, right?
And
my thing is, I'm on St. Brown. Easily, probably a top 10 receiver that no one talks about.
No, yeah,
because he doesn't have these
St. Brown.
He doesn't have these amazing, crazy games. Doesn't have the speed that everybody has.
He was probably Paulo's best player in fantasy.
He's probably one of the hardest working wide receivers in the league. If you ever watch
McCaffrey, bro.
Well, before McCaffrey got traded to San Francisco, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, and now here's my. So I think Detroit takes that division. I think
he's not.
Hey, but who gets the starting job there? Jahmyr Gibbs or Montgomery?
I think Montgomery, and then I think Gibbs, because they're going to use Gibbs as a receiver as well. They're going to take him out the backfield and put him on the side as a slot. You're going to see this kid's going to be used everywhere. I mean, I wanted Miami to grab him bad.
I was surprised when they drafted him. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little surprised.
He's that good.
So he might be like a Tyreek Hill type of player then.
No, he's a running back. He's gonna be a Deebo Samuel. Okay. Because Debo's in the backfield, Debo's on the side. He's gonna be everywhere. This kid's gonna be really good. So I got Detroit taking that division by a landslide, right? My sleeper and that's right in second place is gonna shock. I got Chicago.
Yes. Say it with your chest.
And here's the reason, right? And here's the reason. I don't like Jordan Love. I think they're rebuilding. I think they're gonna go all the way to the bottom. And to me, Minnesota, I think they got a new offensive coordinator who's supposedly, I think, is it true that they want to throw the ball more or whatever?
Well, no, their head coaches calls the play. They're gonna throw the ball way more.
Okay, yeah. But 13-4. But if you go back, they should have only won like 9 games.
Yeah, they weren't
a good team.
Finished first. I think they finished first with 1 possession scores last year.
So they weren't a good team, and I think they take a step back.
Yeah, they were pretenders last year.
Chicago did what they had to do to lose all the games and get what they wanted. Chicago wasn't trying to win when they found out what they needed. When they found out their potion with what to do with Justin Fields, I think they didn't want to do too much because they wanted a good pick to be able to play around with it and get more picks, and that's what they did.
I like DJ Moore.
They got the DJ Moore. To me, is a great signing, right? So they got weapons on receiver now. I think the running game is going to be okay, but I think it's not going to really matter who your running back is with the weapon of Justin Fields. We all know he has an arm, right? But he wasn't able to use it because he has no receiver to throw it to.
We need to see Fields at college.
What you got? You got Moore. You got Mooney.
Ohio State.
You got Claypool, and you got
Cole Kmet.
They picked up a rookie too.
And you guys signed Green Bay's tight end, Ryan Tunyon.
Ryan Tunyon. So I got Chicago
We also got
I'm not
Mercedes
saying
Lewis.
And that's blocking
Mercedes.
purposes.
Mercedes. So
That's
I got
blocking
Chicago
purposes.
coming in second. I'm not saying they're going to win 11 games. I got Chicago either 9-8 or 8-9. But I think the Packers and Minnesota are going to go down. I think Chicago's second in that, right? NFC South, terrible division. I think it's going to be a joke. I got New Orleans winning the division because of the acquisition of Carr. I like the pickup of Jamal Williams for that backup. I think he's gonna be okay with
Kamara
what's
being
his name?
suspended for
Kamara
2
being
games.
suspended for 3 games. I think the receiver they picked up last year from
Chris Olave.
Olave is really good. I think they're gonna be.
And if Michael Thomas can stay healthy too, I mean they got.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah. So I think they're good. And their tight end Jawan Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
Really good. I think he's going to be a sleeper in any fantasy draft out there, right?
AD Tyler Scott was that wide receiver for the Bears.
Oh yeah.
And then you also had another receiver from North Carolina last year. I think Downs. You had drafted, right?
Yeah.
So he's there too. So I think you guys are going to be okay there. NFC South, I got New Orleans, right? And right behind them, they're young.
Atlanta.
Right? I got Atlanta, and it all depends on Riddler.
I like him.
I do too. And here's the thing: I don't see the division being a blowout. Like 8-9 had them last year, winning Tampa Bay, right? So I got this year probably New Orleans with 9-8 probably wins the division. But I got Atlanta behind them, and I got Carolina and Tampa Bay in the bottom. I'm not a big fan of Bryce Young. I'm not a big fan of Alabama quarterbacks. Period. Like I don't think they're that good. They haven't shown me anything. And now the NFC West, I think San Francisco just easily takes the division.
Yeah.
They might lose the game in it, and I think Seattle's behind them
exactly.
because their receiving core is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Geno Smith, if he plays to what he played last year, will be okay. And I think don't count out Seattle's running game with Walker and the guy Charbonnet they picked up
from UCLA. Yeah,
he used to play for Michigan.
I've read that Walker will start, but it might be a legit
Charbonnet is really there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So Seattle's a team to watch, but they're being second behind the Niners. Listen, that acquisition that San Francisco did this offseason of Javon Hargrave.
Oh yeah,
add to that defense, which is already top of the league. That defense is going to be even. That Javon Hargrave is what held the defense of the Eagles. He held them together.
And if he has anything like he had the season a year ago, Nick Bosa is going to have. He might break the record.
Yeah, so I got San Francisco easily taking that division, and I think I got them winning the 14-15 games that Paulo has Buffalo winning in the AFC. Because I don't see them losing a game in their division. Like I maybe in Seattle,
where they own the Rams.
Maybe they own the Rams. Arizona is a joke to play. To be
wait
with.
Until you hear my Super Bowl
Seattle, I think at home. Only at Seattle with the 12th man is probably maybe gives San Francisco a little bit of a problem. But San Francisco walks away with that division. Since we're here right now, I'm going to just go with my top 7. I'm going to go with my wild cards, right? So I already gave you my top 4, which is Philly, San Fran, Detroit, and New Orleans for the division. I got San Fran 1. I think they're going to be top of the NFC. I got Philly 2, Detroit 3, and I got New Orleans 4, right? I got Dallas 5 right behind New Orleans. I think I got Philly winning 13 games. So I got Dallas winning maybe 12. 12. Maybe they could probably be tied and just the tiebreaker going to Philly. It's going to be real tight. And then I got Seattle coming out of the South, and I got Chicago with the 7th seed as the last.
Look at that. He got the Bears in the playoffs. Look at that, Chicago.
Yeah. I was talking all this shit about your Dolphins and you being
Don't you feel bad now?
Come on now. I'm used to it.
Hell no, I don't feel bad.
I'm used to it. So that's my top 7 for the NFC.
So my wild card is Eagles, Lions. Not the Lions. Eagles. Hold on, Mike. You can go ahead with yours. I fudged up on mine.
So I'm gonna do with D. I have. I went back and forth a little bit with this one, but I ended up going with San Francisco having number one home field. Philly 2, Detroit 3, New Orleans 4, same as D. And then my wild cards, I have Dallas, Seattle, and Minnesota. I mean, I can't. That's it. I can't see nobody else making the playoffs. Like unless if Matthew Stafford and Cooper Cup have a hell of a year like they did a couple years ago.
Yeah,
And
Cooper
Aaron
Cup is always injured, man.
No, I know,
He's
I'm
already
just saying,
having
like-
problems. Scary to pick, like to even touch anyone.
I don't know, like I said, Chicago's a year or two away. Washington, I didn't have trouble. I didn't have trouble picking my wild card teams. So I have Dallas 5. I have Dallas 5, Seattle 6, and Minnesota 7.
I got 49ers 1, Cowboys 2, Lions 3, Panthers 4. Wild card, I got Eagles, Vikings, and the Saints.
So we can easily agree that NFC was way easier than the AFC.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easily agree, right? Easily agree. All right.
All right,
So after
so
this, where
Super
do you
Bowl
want to go
picks.
after this?
What Super Bowl pick? Let's go while we're here.
I'm not. Go ahead.
You want
Who's
me to
talking?
go?
I'm not-
You
Yeah,
want me
go.
to upset D real quick?
You got the Jets.
Buffalo.
Oh, go ahead.
I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo and the 49ers.
Oh, Chris Berman over here.
I got Buffalo and the 49ers. And Buffalo wins it. Josh Allen, because he's a great golfer.
Oh, just
He's Yeah, I got Buffalo. I think his, like you say, you think his time is up. I don't think it's up yet, but I think they're getting closer and closer. I mean, right now, what stands in Buffalo's way to get to the Super Bowl?
Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
Correct. So right now, we could say the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFC: Allen, Mahomes, not in no order, and Burrow. Right. I think if he's gonna need like an upset. I think Burrow needs to get upset. Mahomes definitely needs to get upset because I don't think he can beat Mahomes straight up like that.
So you have Mahomes in. I think he's gonna have to get past at least one of them.
Yeah, I mean that's his kryptonite. I think is the Chiefs. Every time they get that close, it's always Mahomes knocking them out. So he's gonna have to. I think this year is gonna have to be that year. If not, then I mean, what else can you do? You're gonna have Burrow for a long time. You're gonna have Mahomes for a long time in that.
And they're gonna have,
You know what I mean?
And that team in
Allen will be
Cincinnati is
there
going to stay
too.
tight too.
So that's my.
It'll be
go-to.
interesting with Cincinnati. It'll be interesting what happens with T. Higgins because he's a free agent. I think after this season.
Yeah,
You got-
but he's already saying he's going to take less. So
Yeah, and who knows? Burrow might surprise with his contract extension. He might take less to push that money towards T. Higgins. D, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
yeah, I can go. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna go Philly Super Bowl, and I think it's gonna be San Fran and Philly at the end. And I think Philly, it's gonna be at San Fran, which is probably gonna be tougher for them. But I think Jalen Hurts is just different. And I think he'll pass. He'll have enough weapons to push Philly through San Fran. And I got Baltimore in the AFC, and I got them beating out. I got them beating out probably KC in the AFC.
Mhm.
I just think Mahomes, it's getting harder and harder for him to get to what he wants. So I think it's Baltimore at Philly, and I think Baltimore gets it. I think Baltimore wins it this year.
The problem with me and Mahomes is, I think he's gonna. I don't want this to happen, but as far as injury wise, man, I think he plays the game too much. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get. The way he plays, he's prone.
He's
to
a
get
walking cheat code.
He is.
so, he needs to be careful.
Yeah. All right, so mine easy. I have Cincinnati and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, and I'm not going. I'm Kansas City's easy choice. I'm going Cincinnati. I believe in Joe Burrow. I love him. I'm going Joe. I'm going Joe Burrow in Cincinnati to go to the Super Bowl. NFC. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to say Dallas. If it's not this year, I have no. I don't know. I don't know. But I think to be realistic, to be honest, I think it's gonna be Philly and Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati's gonna win it.
Burrow magic.
So you
Go
see
Burrow.
that we all got AFC teams winning it all.
Yeah.
So we got
Josh Allen.
49ers, Philly going in. All right, it's almost the same picks of last year.
Hey,
I think
hey.
NFC is.
I got the
shot.
same. I'm just gonna play it safe. I like same NFC, same conference championships. And
Hey.
Joe Burrow.
Check this out. My bold prediction: Josh Allen wins MVP.
Okay. Oh,
Bold.
hold on. We're going to the bold predictions now.
Yeah.
You just go jump right
Dolphins.
through it.
Dolphins don't make the playoffs, and they would be lucky to win 4 games.
Now let's come on. Let's be realistic. Now that's kind of.
He's really trying to get you to. He
No.
wants his first.
That's
episode
the thing is
to
he
have
doesn't
a
believe that.
D-rant.
He doesn't believe that at all.
Trolling.
That Carolina water has gotten him. That Carolina water is messing his whole head
So,
up right there.
Bijan Robinson wins Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I got Jalen Carter winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Packers don't even make the playoffs, come in last place in the North. I hope they win like 1 game, not even.
This guy hates me.
That's my bold predictions.
That's your
for the
bold
year.
predictions. All right, well, I'll go. You said Josh Allen MVP, right?
Yeah.
I'm going Joe Burrow. Listen, I could go. Mahomes is the easy way. Mahomes and Hurts is probably everybody's. I'm not going crazy outside the box thinking, but I'm going Joe Burrow to win the MVP. And then second, Justin Jefferson will break the receiving record held by Calvin Johnson. He almost did it last year. He finished 155 yards short.
I mean, if
of
they're
it.
talking about throwing more,
Yeah.
that he's the man to go to.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson holds the record with 1,964 yards set in 2012. So it's been 11, over 10 years already. But I think he's gonna do it. I think as long as he stays healthy, I think he's gonna do it. My third one, Aaron, ready? Only if the Rams season is complete disaster. I think Aaron Donald could be traded at the deadline.
To Miami.
Dallas.
Remember he was at the UFC fight. He was talking to our coach in Miami. And Jalen Ramsey's gonna call him, yo, come join us, please help us.
I
But
mean,
a year-
the inside track will be Ramsey, honestly.
A year ago, he was trying to retire.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But he
But
signed
I
a
think
contract, so he's probably gonna play.
I don't know. I guess do right by him. You know what I mean? And I guess, like I said, that will only happen if the Rams is a complete disaster. My fourth one is I think going into the season, there's eight NFL coaches on the hot seat, and at least 5 of them will be fired at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's always about 3 to 5 that get the can.
Yeah, last year wasn't too much.
Easy every year.
I think Brandon Staley's number 1 in my list. We
McCarthy.
talked about that.
McCarthy.
is one of those 8 coaches. Listen, I would not be surprised. I honestly, we go to the division. If we make the playoffs and losing the division round again, I think he's gone. And that's crazy to say, but I think he's gone. Another one, I like him, but Ron Rivera, just because of the new ownership and stuff like that. They always want their guy, even though Rivera comes off as a nice guy and stuff like that. But at least 5 of them would be fired. And the one in Arizona might be one and done. Gannon might be one and done. And if
The
they
one
do,
that goes,
bing, bing, pew, pew, pew. Yeah. And if let's just say that happens, that would be the second time that Arizona did that, because they did that to, I forget who they fired to hire Kingsbury, and I think it could happen again. I think so. And then my fifth one is this will be Kyler Murray's last year in Arizona. Arizona will have the number 1 pick and draft Caleb Williams out of USC.
I like that.
Then the other one that I had 5A is Christian McCaffrey scoring total receiving and rushing over 20. LaDainian Thompson holds it with 28 total touchdowns. No, 28. I'm not gonna say he's gonna break it, but I think he could.
I mean, he's capable. He's capable of.
If he stays healthy.
I mean, the way he runs, the way he catches, hell yeah.
Yeah. So those are my Burrow MVP, Justin Jefferson breaking the receiving record, Donald being traded at the deadline if the Rams season is a complete disaster. 8 coaches on the hot seat entering the season. 5 minimum will be fired at the end of the year, and Kyler Murray's last year in Arizona. Arizona will have the number 1 pick, and it will be Caleb Williams, who everybody's comparing to Patrick Mahomes.
Not all that, but all right. So
I don't know about all that either, but
my 5 bold predictions. I'm gonna go. Jets don't even make the playoffs.
Come on.
I thought about that. I was like, if I don't have the Jets in the playoffs, I'm gonna say they obviously they miss it.
My second bold prediction: Detroit wins 13 games.
What?
Damn. So hold on, you got 13 games for Detroit and it's a 3 seed.
It's a bold prediction. Prediction.
I know.
I'm not saying that it is. It's just a bold prediction, right? My other prediction: Tua, if healthy, wins MVP.
Hell no.
Listen, he was on pace last year.
Come on, man.
The season he was having before he got hurt was insane.
He's not gonna make it.
I mean, he was in the MVP discussion. We got love him or hate him. You don't like him or don't like him. He prior to the concussion.
That
when he came back,
that jiu-jitsu he just learned is gonna help him with his concussions, right?
And he's learning how to fall.
So my other one, I'm only doing 4. The 5th one is it's all combined in one, right? I see Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Adams all traded at the trade deadline this year. I don't know who to, but I see them all gone. I see all 4 gone. And
that'll probably be the greatest NFL trade deadline ever. Because that trade deadline is
defensive rookie of the year. I got Will Anderson Jr. and our offensive rookie of the year. I got Jordan Addison from Minnesota.
Okay. You want to do rookie of the year too? I'll go Zay
Since
Jones.
Paulo did it, I decided to do
Okay, I'll go. B. John Robinson is obvious choice. That's my obvious choice, but Zay Jones would be my sleeper. And then defensive player of the year, I will probably have to go.
Jalen Carter looks nasty.
No, I know. And then that kid Seattle drafted Witherspoon is not bad either.
Yeah, but so is Will Anderson. I saw him yesterday.
But I'm gonna go.
He looked pretty good.
I'm gonna go Will Anderson as well. And then since we had MVP, defensive player of the year, Michael Parsons.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I want.
Listen, I'm just going because TJ Watt won it 2 years ago. Bosa won it, so now it's Michael Parsons' turn. That's my quick analogy. That's it.
All right. To me, that's all good.
Yeah, man.
So I think that was an overall good first episode of our Endzone Sports Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week we got our fantasy draft.
Yeah.
I guess
that's always fun.
Yeah, we can talk about a little fantasy sometime during the week.
We're not going to discuss too much because we have family members that are in our and friends that are in our league that will take notes. And the worst thing they ever did was make these stupid books. Because that's what they go by, is this damn order of these players. So
it's a money grab.
So we won't talk too much about fantasy.
Are we having an episode this week about fantasy?
After.
So this first episode was just, about football's around the corner, but we're gonna get into more topics. Baseball season's come to an end, and for us, baseball means nothing because the Yankees just suck.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing. Can I say something? The one thing that we kind of messed up in the introductions, and this is our first episode, like we should have gotten into
we didn't do that
and stuff. I mean, we could do it real quick too. Listen, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, Yankee fan, Rangers when it comes to hockey, Knicks fan when it comes to the NBA, and then we even want to talk about college basketball, Tar Heels all the way. Even though they disappointed the crap out of me last year.
That's terrible.
You be quiet over there.
Terrible.
So during this podcast, that's who I root for. But I'm a sports guy in general. But that is my diehard Cowboys. Like I said,
Yeah, I think we all
that's
pretty much
my-
the same. We all pretty much the same with baseball, which is of the Yankees. Our other host is Breadman. Well, Danny, we call him the Breadman. He's opposite. He's a Giant fan, and he's also a
Celtics
Mets
fan.
fan.
and the Celtics.
But
And he
us
likes
three
Celtics.
here and the Celtics, but that's different. Us three here, we're Yankees, Knicks, and Rangers. So that's what we go by. Just on football, we're all different. I'm a Dolphin fan, as you can see. The guy on the bottom, Mike, he's a Cowboys fan, and the host on the left is P. He's a
Bears.
Chicago Bears fan, which I don't know why. But our college basketball, me and Paul, PG
Terrible,
is
terrible.
Blue Devils.
So we
And Mike
listen. At
is,
least North Carolina.
North Carolina. College football, I follow Michigan. But also, don't get it wrong. We'll follow those teams, but we'll also dig into any other team that you.
We could get. I love
want us
talking
to dig
playoffs.
into. We'll dig into it. We follow everything. Listen,
Clemson, Miami
even
for me.
MLS Messi, he won the cup for Miami yesterday. Let's go Messi. We could talk anything, whatever you want. We could talk.
We could listen. This is why this has been 2 years in the making. You know what I mean? Like we talked about it back in 2021, and then we kind of lost. Kind of stopped talking about it, and then we might as well try it. I mean, it's
Finally,
what it is
finally
now,
happened.
man. You know what I mean? And we know I'm gonna say we know our stuff.
And we talk a lot, and
we talk.
didn't expect it to be an hour and 40 minutes going on live.
That's
but
fine. That's fine.
It is what it is. Football is a lot to talk about, especially when you're breaking down every team. So
So what I'm gonna do?
We will try to break it down to make it smaller episodes for people to just skim through it or go through it instead of.
So what I'm gonna do
making
is
it
I'm actually try to go live on YouTube and other platforms just so we can have some interactions with anyone that wants to ask us questions about anything.
Yeah.
So that'll be done in the next couple of episodes or whatnot.
All right.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. So
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys on the next episode.
First episode in the books.
Is in.
perfect. We are out of here.
Good.
You guys have a good one. Stay healthy.
Good night.
Be good.
Later.
Take care.
Bye.